Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a green cut crease for you all. I have never really done a cut crease, well, a proper one anyways, so let's go. First off, I am starting with my eyebrows today, and I'm just going to be grooming them out just so the hairs aren't all over the place. And then of course I'm taking my Chi Chi brow pomade in the shade medium brown, and I'm just going to be using this to fill my brows in. I'm then just going to be taking the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard, and I'm going to be using this to carve out my brows today. And I'm also going to be using a small brush just to carve out underneath my brows, just so I don't stuff it up. And to blend all of that out, I'm going to be using my BH Cosmetics 119 brush. To set my brows, I'm going to be using the Rimmel Brow This Way Clear Brow Gel, and then I'm going to be priming my eyes with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And oh, I love how this gets rid of those dark patches and veins. No. I'm then just going to be setting that with the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder in the shade Translucent, just so the shadows are going to be a lot easier to blend. And for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be taking the Violet Voss and Laura Lee eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be starting off with the shade, I think it was Britches, I have no idea how to pronounce it, but I'm just going to be putting that in my crease back and forth. To darken my crease today, I'm going to be taking the shade Whiskers, and I'm going to be pretty much putting that in the exact same spot just to deepen up the crease a little bit more. Next, I'm going to be taking a big fluffy blender brush just to smooth out the edges and to blend it out just a little bit more. I'm then going to be taking some more of that NARS Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to use this to cut the lid, and I'm using my Unicorn Angled Eyeliner Brush. I just feel like this is a lot easier to use. Now, if you just saw how I kind of looked up a little bit, this is how I cut my crease. I look up just to find where my crease actually starts. I'm then just going to set that just a little bit with the Stay Matte Powder once again, just so it's not too sticky. Next, I'm going to be taking this beautiful green shimmery shade, and this is the shade that I'll be putting all over my lid today. I'm so in love with it. It's really, really beautiful. It does take a little bit to work up to get a lot of pigment, but it's still very, very beautiful. I'm like stuffing up my words today. We're just going to ignore that. I'm going to spray my brush just a tiny bit just to intensify the color, and then I'm going to go in the shade, in with the shade Bubs, and I'm going to be using this on a really defined, detailed brush, and I'm going along that line of where the cut crease kind of starts, just to define it a little bit more so the line isn't exactly hidden. And then I'm going to be taking just a transition shade. I think this was the first shade that I used. And I'm going to be using that just to blend it out a little bit more. Still using the same brush. And I'm just blending it out so it's not too harsh. I'm then going in with the shade Sugar, and I'm going to be using this to highlight my brow bone, and I'm also using it to highlight my inner corner, but I'm not doing that just yet. I'm now going to be taking my Nivea toner because there was quite a lot of fallout from that green shade, and I'm just going to be using that just to clean up the edge of my eyeshadow as well because it got a little out of hand. For primer today, I'm taking my Hangover Primer by Too Faced, and also my NYX Pore Filler, and it just decided to go all over my hand. So I'm going to be blending that out today with my Real Techniques stippling brush. Wow, see what I mean? I can't even talk today. And for the NYX Pore Filler, I'm just going to be using my fingers to blend that in, just so I can really press it into my pores. For foundation today, I'm using the L'Oreal True Match in the shade 3N, and I'm using my Body Blender, and I'm just going to bounce that all over my face until it's nicely blended. For concealer today, obviously going back in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I desperately need to start using my new one because this one is like pretty much empty. I'm going to place that pretty much all over my face, and I'm covering up that god awful looking pimple, and once again I'm going to blend that out with my beauty blender. For setting my face today, I'm going to be using the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I'm going to be baking underneath my eyes today quite heavily, and then I will also be baking my smile lines and just everywhere that I seem to crease. And I will be putting this pretty much all over my face with my beauty blender. I'm not baking, I'm just using a very small amount just to lightly set my face. I'm then taking a powder brush and I'm just pushing that powder around and adding a little bit of extra powder on my bronzing and contouring areas. Now for my lower lash line, I'm going to be using pretty much the same shades that I put on my lids, and this is just going to be basically just the darker shades, and I'm just going to be smoking out my lower lash line. And yes, I did change brushes because that blending brush was poking me in the eyeball. I then go in with the darker shade Bubs just because I thought I needed a little bit of extra, I guess, smokiness on my lower lash line. And then I am brushing away at that under eye bake, and I'm going to be adding the Bare Minerals concealer powder in the shade Summer Bisque just to brighten up my under eye area a little bit more, just so it doesn't look so flat and dull. I'm then going to highlight my inner corner using the sugar shade that I used on my brow bone, and now I'm going to bronze with my favorite MECCA Max Sunlit Skin Bronzer in the shade Light, and I'm just going to lightly contour around the perimeter of my face. I am also going to be using this exact same bronzer to bronze up my face as well, and I thought I needed a little bit extra, so I've gone in with the MAC, what is this, Gold Deposit highlighter. I know it's a highlighter, but I actually use it just to vamp up my bronzer a little bit more. I'm then taking that MECCA Max bronzer down the sides of my nose just because my nose got a little bit lost in all that foundation. And for blush today, I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade, ooh, what is this? Oh, Risque, that's right, in the shade Risque, and I'm only applying a small amount. For highlight today, I'm using the Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade Sun Dipped, and I'm using Summer and Moonstone today. I'm just mixing those two colors together because they are literally my life. Oh my God. Do you see that glow? Can we just take a moment? My God. For eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Precise Liner. Now guys, I tried to film this, but you know how it is with eyeliner. Let's just ignore it. It never happened. For mascara today, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to prep for the falsies, and you can probably guess which ones I'm going in with. I'm going in with the Ardell Glamour Wispies and the Tarte Glue, as per usual, nothing new here. And I'm just going to apply a small amount of glue onto the lash band and pop that baby on. For lower lash mascara, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara once again, and I'm just going to pop a couple of coats on my lower lashes. For lips today, I'm going to be using MAC's Velvet Teddy, and oh my God, I have not used this shade in the longest time, and I love it so much. To set my face today, I'm going to be using this Spray and Set Makeup Setting Spray by Designer Brands. I only just bought this, so I'm just trying it out. That is the finished look for today, you guys. I really hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guys, I will see you very soon. Bye!